So welcome back to Rugspirations, another episode. I think we're at 9. I'm kind of losing track already. So I think it's 9, or my 9th guest. And so today we meet another rug hooker who has a special project to share with us as well. Welcome, Rémi Lévesque. I hope I pronounced that properly.
Oui.
Also from New Brunswick. So welcome today, and we'll just get right into it. Do you want to share a little bit about yourself and where you're from, first of all?
Yeah, I'm Rémi Lévesque, and I live in southeastern New Brunswick in the village of Grand Barachois.
Okay.
And I've been hooking for about 10 years, I would say.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah.
And do you remember who or what got you started? Like, how did that happen?
Well, it started. The interest started with my mother. She was not a rug hooker. I mean, she was a fiber artist. Like she quilted, she crocheted, she did everything except hooking.
Right.
But I would say she started using plastic canvas. And she would, and it looked, it looked like a canvas, with holes and and then she would kind of use yarn, to fill those and make patterns. And so so when I saw hooking for the first time, it reminded me of that, and it's just like, oh, okay. I was introduced to rug hooking, traditional rug hooking, from a piano teacher. I went to her place a little bit before my time, the time I was supposed to be there, and she said, okay, no problem, go sit in the living room. And there it was. I mean, rugs everywhere, and and it was just like, oh my gosh, what is this? And I started lifting the rugs on the floor. How do you do this? And I was just like, I was hooked. I was hooked, and she noticed it. And the following time, of course, I went early again because I wanted to sit in the living room. And she had prepared a bag for me with a hook and a little frame and backing and a bunch of yarn and strips. And she says, well, she just showed me how to pull a few loops, and she said, go ahead, and have fun.
And
that's how it started. Yeah.
And do you still take piano lessons?
No.
I'm always curious when people say, oh, I learned it at my, I think it was actually Susan Sutherland who was crocheting and learned that way. Now she's like, I don't crochet.
No, I don't
but
crochet
I continue
anymore,
to rug hook.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Do you have a favorite part of your process? Like, is it the planning, the working on your rug, or collecting supplies, shopping, finishing?
I really thought about this. And I enjoy the planning. Okay. And then when I decide, okay, that's going to be my design, that's what I want to do. But what I enjoy the most is after I start hooking and I'm putting my, I decide on the colors and I do all that at the last minute. I'm not I don't plan colors just when I think about it, but so, and then when I start hooking and it's like the other day, and I'm actually at my favorite part of this project is that I hook, and then I will just, put it back and look at it and decide, do I like this? And then if there's something I don't like, I rip. I just take it out and that's what I enjoy really the most is it's not taking it apart. It's to make it better. Okay, to work at it until I really, this is what I like. This is what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably the part that I enjoy the most, because after a while, then you can just keep going, and everything works. Everything works once I get the texture I want, the colors, if it's going to be fabric and yarn, and I mix everything, so yeah. So
Yeah, I
that's
think
my favorite part. I
I
don't
think
like to finish. I'm not good at finishing because, well, for different reason, I'm not a sewer. I can't sew at all. So it's really hard, you know, to
yeah.
finish a really nice rug when you don't sew at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and even people that sew don't often enjoy it. It's more of a chore
I'm
than
sure
a
then,
pleasure than
yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah.
But see
Okay.
me, I can't really use my right arm properly.
Okay.
So in hand, so it's a challenge.
Yeah.
I'm okay with hooking, but when it
Yeah,
comes
to
to
find.
holding a needle, ugh,
Yeah.
I
Oh.
can't.
But I can totally relate to the idea of like finding just that right color or just that right
Yeah,
something. That's a very good feeling.
yes, once you really, got it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
And it
every
can be
project,
painful. It can be
pardon me,
painful up to that point though, like when you're not getting it.
yes, yeah, when you know there's something wrong and you can't find it, you can't
Yeah.
pinpoint it, put your finger on it, but
Yeah.
once you do, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
all right.
I love that. Is there something that you wish you'd learned earlier or something you wish you could tell other new hookers so that they maybe avoid some stress or would make your journey easier?
Easier, maybe learn how to plan better.
Yeah.
That it's okay, that it's okay to plan, but for but I think that I like, for me, planning too much gets the joy and the fun out of it. Because see, I just explained what makes
Yeah.
me happy, what my favorite part is, to try to. But I wish I would have. I've learned by myself. Okay, before
Mhm.
I found a group, and they taught me, so there's a lot of things that I still, well, since I've just been hooking for 10 years, so there's still a lot of things, of techniques and things that I don't know. I read a lot about it. I watch videos, I read, I bought books, and but still you learn things, but it's not the same as sitting with somebody and
Yeah.
learning right there on the spot and practicing right away, and
Yeah.
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 So
There's
I
something
wish I would have,
had that.
yeah,
Mhm.
learn how to plan better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
I,
it's I think it's worth it. Like for others, like I tell some that I think I'm interested. Okay, I'll tell you everything I know. I don't know a lot, but so where you're going and how
yeah.
to solve problems, or where to go, or who to ask, or yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are, yeah, it's important to have a network when you can.
Yes, because I find that I've lost, I shouldn't say I've lost a lot of time searching for answers, but yes, in a way, I spent a lot of time. I knew this was a problem, but how to solve it, and to watch the right video, listen to the right person. It's all, because there's
Yeah, that
so
can be
much
difficult.
out there. There's so much, and yeah.
Yeah, that is true. That's a wonderful thing and an overwhelming thing sometimes if you're learning
Yes.
to find what is helpful for you in that moment. Um, when there's so much to choose from, it can
Oh,
be.
there's so much, and it's so interesting, I have an inquisitive mind, so I want to know, and I want to, I like to research, and I like to learn. And so sometimes, and there's so much,
Yeah.
that people don't believe me when I say there's, it's like there's so much out there. They've never heard of hooking,
Yeah.
of rug hooking, and I say, oh my gosh, you should see, look at this, look at the magazines I have, look at the books I have. It's like, what? Where do you get that? There's
It's true.
stores, there's, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot now too. And I would not have imagined that before I started.
Oh my gosh, no, me neither. It's like a
Another
total
world.
discovery.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, do you have a favorite, like a foundation cloth or a tool or a frame that you're just like, oh, this is the best?
Yeah, I have a few things that I
Okay.
really like. I like my pencil hook. Okay.
Oh,
For
okay.
me, it's always next to me. Either wood. I have a couple that are wood
Yep.
or, yeah, I don't know if it's the fact that I was a teacher, for 35 years, and it's like a
Yeah.
pencil, the way I hold it, and I don't know, maybe it is. I don't know. I think the backing I prefer is linen. I find I find burlap. There's a lot of dust, a lot of it, and it gives me problems breathing and things like that. So probably linen, and I love my uh, my giant loop that I have to hook.
Oh,
Yeah, it looks like it's really, well, I don't know if I can show it. Well, this is the outside. It's really
oh, it's a really
yeah, I
big one.
know, yeah, and there's a groove. There's a
Yep.
groove here, and
Yeah.
it hooks in the other one, and my brother built me a frame with, with
Oh,
sides, and it
so
moves.
you can sit
I
on
just
it.
love that. What?
You can sit your hoop in that
Yeah,
frame.
yeah, it's,
Oh,
look, there's sides.
oh,
See, it
lovely.
goes on the floor, and
Yeah.
you can flip it and turn it, and I really like that. I have, like everybody else, I have
Yeah.
different
A few options.
frames, after a while, I have the gripper ones, and
Yeah.
I love my Chitika frame. I mean, that
Oh,
is, yeah, I just love that.
I still don't have one of those.
No, I'm so lucky. It was given to me. Like,
Oh,
I know, it's unreal.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that's a special gift.
it was a very special gift that I did. Yeah, it
Oh,
was a total surprise.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I've never seen the hoop like that placed on a frame. So that's really special.
Oh,
like
I
that.
just love that. And I used to have like just a 10-inch or 11-inch one.
Mhm.
And this one, I was in a hook in last summer in Truro. And one of the booth, they had that in front, and it's like, oh my gosh, what's that? Okay, and I said, okay, how much? There you
Yeah.
go. Off, and then I discovered the inside, the little groove, and
Yeah.
after you stretch it, that's it. You tighten it up, and it doesn't move anymore because of that little groove.
Yeah.
It just stays there. And I
Yeah, a
like
lot of-
to hook when it's like a drum,
Me
like
too.
really tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I
Me too.
like.
I love, I always used to use a gripper frame, and now I
Yeah.
sell hoops too. And I think it's the same, the Morgan hoop.
Okay.
And I really, compared to like the little plastic hoop or a
Oh,
quilting
yeah.
hoop that is smooth, I hate
Mm.
those.
Yeah, yes.
But that one I like, but I've just never seen it mounted. So that's brilliant.
Yeah. Well, my brother is an excellent carpenter, and I just told him what I would,
What would
in
work.
my head, what I would. Oh, he said, no problem. Says, come with me. We went to his
Nice.
shop, and and it's like, oh my God. It took him a
Wow.
day, and it was done.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah.
Can you describe what rug making does for you? Like, why do you keep doing it? What do you love, or what does it? What
Me, I think it grounds me. It
Mm,
it 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 takes all my stress away.
mm,
I don't think of anything else. All I think, it's like meditation. I just pull, loops, and one after the other, and it's all I think of. Adding another,
yeah.
pulling another loop, and it just like it calms me down when I'm stressed, or when there's just too much going on, and and I have to relax, and then I need to hook, and I go to my little studio, little room, and it can be half an hour, and it's like it just solves everything.
Oh,
Or
wow.
and also sometimes, when I have to find solutions for stuff,
Mhm.
go hooking, and in the matter of 10, 15, 20 minutes, the idea, I get a fresh idea how to solve something, or
Yeah,
what to do. Yeah. So for
wonderful.
me, it's like, it's like meditation. Yeah, one loop at a time. Helps me breathe, and I breathe, and it
Yeah,
calms me down. Mm.
yeah.
So
Oh,
I think
wonderful.
that's what cooking does for me. Yeah.
Nice.
And at one point, about 3 years ago, I had a major accident, and I couldn't use my broke shoulder and right arm. Of course, I'm right-handed, and I couldn't hook anymore. And there was a chance that my arm would never move again. Yeah.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
started moving after, I would say, 3 months. And then I started dreaming, okay, I hope I'll be able to hook again. And about another 3 months, 4 months after that, I started pulling loops. So that was great.
Yeah. Whoa, that would be scary.
Yeah, it was. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so just sort of switching lanes a little bit,
Yeah.
um, can you share a little bit about your project? I have some picture, I have a picture coming up
Yeah.
of your cushion project, but tell
Yes.
us more about that, or how it started, if you can.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I started hooking. I was a very amateur, blah, blah, blah. And then I had an idea. I volunteer at a church that is now a museum and art galleries, and the 200th anniversary of the building is coming up, and we were looking for an activity to promote that 200th birthday. At the same time, we also had the World Acadian Congress in the Southeast New Brunswick that happened in 2019. So we had those two, the 200th anniversary and the Congress, the Acadian Congress, kind of colliding. And I thought, if we could have a project that would interest people coming, a project that I could promote the 200th anniversary, and there's going to be thousands of people in the area, that would.
Mhm.
So at first I thought, and then I'm also an amateur photographer, and I was taking pictures from the balcony of the church. I was taking pictures of the pews, and there was already a kind of a custom for people to bring their own cushions to sit on, to watch some shows and movies, and listen to concerts at the church. So when I took the picture, of course, I had lined up all the cushions, made it really neat for a
Yeah.
neat picture. And I was back home, and I was looking at my pictures, and then I saw that picture of cushions, squared cushions on the pews, and it's like, and they were all very old cushions, and I thought, man, wouldn't it be neat, to cover those cushions with little rugs, and that's how the idea started. And I thought at first, for the project or for the activity for the church, I thought, well, maybe I could get 50 cushions. Wouldn't that be neat? And that's how it started in 2016, spring of 2017. I started spreading through social media the idea, and it just took like
Took off.
wildfire in the social media, in the different hooking groups. It was just amazing. It
So
was
how
just
many cushions do you have now?
close to 300.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's why I want to call it the international collection now, because we have 8 different countries. I know 3 weeks ago I received a cushion from Guatemala, and after Christmas I'm getting some from Japan. It's just unreal. Like everybody I speak to about the project, they just embrace it. They want to be part of it, and that's the magic that happened after I kind of launched the idea, after I started
Yeah.
spreading the idea, is that it's that like you know, I call them my angels, and they kind of they didn't just participate, you know, like they hooked a cushion and they sent it to me, but the project kind of became their own, you know, and they started promoting it and sending, you know, sending messages to people they knew around the world and you know, around the country. And it was just like unreal. Like I was overwhelmed with yeah.
Now, how big is this church? Like, or do you have room for more cushions?
Well, 300, 325 will be the you know, will be pretty full.
Yeah.
But what I've decided to do, like a lot of the other people on the church committee, they said, well, if you get too much, what are you going to do? You know, you can.
Yeah.
I said, well, I said, basically, we'll just have theme. You know, 1 year we can have a theme, and we can remove cushions with flowers, and then you know, just have cushions that relates to the sea or to, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, as easy as that. So
Good.
I'm right now what I'm looking for is to make the international side of the collection even bigger. Like I want more and more countries involved, or to have a cushion in it.
Yeah.
That's what really right now yeah, that where my energy is going.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
that's very exciting. I'm
It,
sure.
it is like the spirit of the rug hooking community.
Mhm.
It's just, for me, it was just like unreal. And what was kind of weird as well is that I'm a man, I'm a guy. So it's a guy running this project. Like what it seemed that either, you know, either it got the rug hookers interested. Okay, who's that guy? You know, you know, yeah. So even at one point, I had to make an effort of looking for guys that were hooking.
Yes,
And there, you know what? And there's more than we think.
they are. There are.
They just don't talk about it, or they stay in the dark, they stay in the
No.
dark, or they stay, you know, behind. But there's a whole lot more
Yeah.
men that hooks.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
have a few in Ottawa at our guild, a couple husband and wife teams that both
Yeah.
are very
Yes.
active hookers.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do know a few, but I think it's one of those things like quilting. When I grew up, my mom was a quilter. You did not hear about a man, at least I didn't, of a
No.
male quilter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yet now there's, you know, all kinds of different, you know, from hobbyists to professional quilters who are,
Yes.
and knitting is, you see men knitting on the bus and, you know, in the cities and whatever,
Yeah.
just like women would. So I'm hoping it is just, you know, it just takes time for people to feel more comfortable that whoever wants to do it can do it.
Yes, because when you look at when you look at the history of rug hooking in Cape Breton, for example, at Chitika, I mean the fishermen, I mean during the winter they used to hook.
Yep.
You know, and help, you know, their wives, their aunts, they used to hook all the time. And the same thing in Newfoundland. When you look at the history of rug hooking in Newfoundland, especially in the Glenfell mission area, the men, you know, the men were also rug hookers.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it was more of a team effort too, I think.
Like yes, because it also became a serious business in those areas. So that's probably, yeah.
Yeah. No, I still haven't got my husband interested, but that's okay.
Yeah.
He makes beer, he makes craft beer,
Oh, well,
and I
there
don't
you
drink
go.
beer, so
Oh, okay.
I know. That's
Yeah.
okay.
I know in my process when I was looking for cushions and especially you know, guys that were hooking that were rug hooking, when I would meet you know, guys in hookings, and you know, I would say, you're making a cushion for the
Yeah.
collection. You're making no choice. I didn't give them a choice. You have to participate.
Yeah. That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. So I'm going to share my screen so we can see
Yeah.
some of your pictures.
Mm.
We'll show this as the church one first, I think will come up.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Yes. Well, this picture was okay. It's taken from the balcony, and that's just one part of the collection. Of course,
Wow.
we can't see all the pews. Of course, there's another row right on the other side, and there's more pews in front. There's more pews in the back. So that's just really one section of the of the collection. So you see that there's gorgeous cushions.
And this is the big long one.
Yeah, yes, that is. Yeah, I know. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
That's the Carnegie rug hookers from St. John, New Brunswick. And when I approached them, they decided to do a group one.
Yep.
And to make a bench cushion. So they'd asked me for the dimension of the whole bench, the whole pew.
Yeah.
And they made a skyline of the city of St. John in the morning. So you have the reflection, you have the reflection of all the buildings in the water in the morning.
Beautiful.
It's amazing. Yes.
Oh.
So, and you can see there's cushions from we see a lot of cushions from the States, from Canada, everywhere in Canada. I have stories, about some of those cushions that, it's unreal. So that's just part of it. Yeah.
So have you done a book yet? I feel like this is a book in waiting, or maybe already.
Yeah. Well, there's an exhibit catalog. The launch of the collection really was done in 2019, and we had an exhibit catalog. And in the catalog at that time, there was 242 cushions. And then since, of course, we've had at least 60 or 70 more. So in the rebranding of the collection, I'm planning to have another exhibit catalog done, published. Yeah, but I haven't written a book of all the stories. There's a next year in 2023, in August 2023, I'm giving a talk about the collection at the Sauter Village Rug Hooking Week.
Yes, I saw that. That's awesome.
I'll tell a lot of those stories there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I've made. Sorry.
I was going to say, how many have you made?
I've made 3. Oh, you can see. Oh, there's one right there.
Oh, can I?
It's It's you can. I'm pointing on the screen. It doesn't.
Yeah,
work.
I can't see what.
Yeah. There's on the second. What you see right now, the image. You see the second bench, and it's yellow, red, and blue. Those are the Acadian colors. That one.
Yeah, this one.
And it's the church. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's that was a challenge. Because of this, all the straight lines for making the straight lines for the church. It was a challenge for me, maybe for something else now, but for me back then, it was a challenge, and I was really happy with the result.
It looks beautiful. Oh wow. So are you still accepting cushions? I know from internationally, but within Canada as well, or?
No. Well, I mean,
have a lot.
Like about a month ago, I received one without knowing it was coming, and there was a note in it. I heard about your project. I wanted my a cushion, and I wanted to participate. So and from Ontario, it's like okay, we're okay. It's going in. And I'm going to register it, and it's going to be in the next exhibit catalog. Not a problem, but I'm not encouraging more cushions from Canada and then the States. But I'm negotiating with a rug hooker in France right now, in Belgium, just to add, like I said, just to add to the international side of the collection.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. Well, I think there's a book in there, but
Well, there
I think
could be, yeah.
there
And
could be
so
a book.
there could be. And the second part of the cushion collection, we called USA 50. So
Yes.
we already had a few cushions. We already had about 15 cushions from American rug hookers. And we decided that after the opening of the first collection of the first project, we had a bus load of rug hookers from the States coming around with Gail Dufresne. You must know
yes.
Gail Dufresne had
Yep.
organized that, and it was actually a cruise anyway. But anyway,
Nice.
from St. John, I know from St. John, New Brunswick, they took a bus and they came to visit, and we started talking and on, and then I had already thought of it would be nice to have one cushion per state, but I kind of talked to them about the idea, and they all said, "Oh yes, let's do it, and let's make more cushions, one for every state." And in the tour there was a rug hooker from Alaska, and and she said, "I'll make one." So I registered
Right away.
cushions from different states that day. And I just created a Facebook page, and it started. And now of course, and then we went through the pandemic, and that kind of slowed things down. And there was a lot of political turmoil in the United States, and that kind of slowed down things as well.
Now, just a question: when people come to events at the church now, do they get to sit on these cushions?
Yes, that's part of the agreement. That's part of the agreement with everybody that wants to make or volunteer to make a cushion for the collection, is that I explain to them the cushions are going to be used.
Yeah.
Okay? Cushions are going to be used. But, I don't go into details with them, but, the chance that, the cushion, that second cushion of the third bench is going to be sit on, a lot during the summer.
It doesn't.
It's really rare that the church is completely full, and people push those cushions around. They don't necessarily want to, sit on the cushion, or so and sometimes you just put them on their lap, and you just look at them, and
I think
it's really great.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
it is. It's an amazing project. Amazing. I love it.
And the kids, the young, the young kids, the school kids, oh my gosh, they go nuts, looking at those cushions. And I sometimes organize activities. I had, last year organized activities with the school, with school children, and it's great to help with literacy, with writing. They choose a cushion, they can write about it, and so it's really
so many possibilities.
Yes.
Beautiful. I have one more picture that, because this is a special one, of your piece.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us about this piece.
Oh, wow. This is it's obviously cows in the field, and I had seen a pattern, from oh my gosh, no, her name.
Is it Carol Schuin?
No. Michelle Palmer.
Okay.
And I bought her pattern, and it was girls in the spring. I haven't looked at that. Girls in the spring, or girls. I forget. Oh, Michelle, sorry. I forget. But anyway, and then I started hooking the pattern, but it was too, because of, it was too real.
Mm,
Okay, and it's not my, like you can see, that is really my style.
okay,
That's why I
yeah.
picked that one to show you, is that it's real in a way that they really look like cows.
Mhm.
Okay, but not in colors, not in, in any other
Yeah.
in any other form. So so the shape of those two cows are from Michel's Palmer pattern that I bought, but the rest is completely
Mhm.
it's
Oh, it's
completely a
beautiful.
creation. I like this. I like this. First, the shape, it goes onto an old ironing board that
Oh,
belonged to my great grandmother that I have in my solarium. And I have cats, and of course they always lay
yeah.
on that board, and that's why I made a rug for it, so they're more comfortable. So
Oh,
sometimes
nice.
sometimes I kind of have to take all the cat hair
The
off.
cat hair.
Yeah, I did for that picture. But that's the first rug that I made that I've paid attention to the background.
Oh,
Okay, like if you look at the sky,
yeah.
if you look at at the foreground, the direction of my
Yeah,
hooking,
it really
the
changes.
design, the movement. So it's all those things that we should think of when we plan a rug. Well, I've kind of put all those things into
Mhm.
this one.
That's beautiful.
I really tried to concentrate on pulling my loops all the same height, and all these things that all those rules
Yep. Yeah.
that are correct. Yeah, I practiced, make close to decent circles,
Oh, they're beautiful.
and things like that. So I really tried to put in a lot of those rules and all, but and it
Yeah.
looks great reverse, when rug hookers,
Oh,
first thing
yeah,
they
and they
do,
look
they
on the
look at the
back.
back. If you're a good rug hooker, you have
Yeah,
it's as nice in the back, and
in the front.
so this one is just perfect in the back. I made it, made sure of that. And the finish, I had somebody, I hired somebody to finish it
Yeah,
just to make it, yeah.
beautiful.
I really, I'm really happy. I'm really, what kind of, no, even I'm happier in that. I'm proud of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
why
really,
not? We
yes.
should be proud of our work.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that is, oh, my internet's unstable,
Ah,
sorry.
yeah.
I think that is probably one of my only pet peeves about the rug hooking community, is often we are so critical of our own work,
Yes.
not of each other's. We're incredibly supportive of other
Oh,
people's work, and not
yes.
everybody, not all the time. But it's one of those things that we have a hard time sometimes saying when we're really proud of it or really excited by something we made. That I think is, I think it's slowly changing, but I think we should celebrate everything we do.
Yes, celebrate. Oh, that's really not well put. Celebrate
Yeah.
what we do, everything we
Mhm.
do. Yes. Yeah.
Well, thank
Because
you
it is
so
such
much.
a, oh, sorry.
No, go for it. Tell me. It is such
Because,
a,
yeah, well, it is such a underground world, rug hooking. Like nobody really, if you're not involved in it, if you're not a rug
yeah,
hooker, or there's no way to really know about it. You're
yeah.
not going to buy a rug hooking magazine just to learn, or watch YouTube videos about rug hooking, or so you
That's
really
true.
have to be immersed, or really in touch with rug hooking to learn about the rug hooking world.
And yet, I don't think I've ever met a rug hooker or rug hooking teacher who is secretive about it. Like everybody I talk to wants to share,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
yet we still are kind of underground. Like, it's baffling. Why is that?
yeah, it's true. No, you're right. You're right. But we're so like I find that rug hookers, the spirit, their spirit, like they're, and I think it's I'm pretty sure it's the reason why the project, okay, the cushion project, really boomed, is that rug hookers in general are very generous.
Mhm.
They're very they have a community spirit of supporting and helping, and it's like, and I think that's I think one of the reasons. I think it's a female character.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really think so.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think men, I think we have this community support. We have it, okay, it's there, but we have to go get it. It doesn't come.
Yeah.
Guys are going to hate me, but it's not, we don't necessarily do it naturally. And
Yeah.
I think for female, I think for the woman, I think it's more, your motherly kind of. Yeah,
Hmm.
I know, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and
it's
it's the same
definitely.
thing with a lot of craft, or a lot of our things, our careers, or just, I think it's the
Mhm.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it's definitely something special about rug cooking community in their generosity and
Oh,
their community. Um, so yeah, I call it magic. When I can't explain it, it's just
yeah.
magic.
Yeah. No, me, after my accident arrived just a couple of days after the opening of the cushion collection.
Oh.
Like 3 days after, 4 days after. Anyway, so I'm in the hospital. I'm like, and after the news got around, I mean, I was getting cards, I was getting messages, I was getting that Christmas. I've received hundreds of Christmas cards from people I didn't know, from rug hookers,
Yeah.
hi to me, so sorry for what happened to you. Heard about blah, blah, blah. I heard about your project. I just want you to know that, we're thinking of you, we're praying for you, or people that, I didn't know at all. It was just like,
Wonderful.
the energy that the rug
Yeah.
hooking community gave me,
Yeah.
um, it's it was like
It's
healing
special.
power. It was healing power, really.
Yeah. I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
Mm.
It's a wonderful thing. Wow. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today to share about your work and your interest, as well as this amazing, amazing project. Um, I'm hoping to go to Souder this summer, so maybe we will meet in person there.
Oh, that would be great.
And
Yeah, make sure to
I would
send me an
love
email,
to.
that so I know, your when
Yes.
you're coming and the time, and I'll give
Yeah.
you a private
Yeah.
tour, like a
Oh.
personal tour, and I'll tell you stories about the cushions.
Oh, yeah. I would love that. I would absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
and
you, Robin.
good
Oh,
luck.
this is
I'm
great.
sure I'm sure you'll get all the cushions that you want from internationally, and I think there will be a book one day.
Well, it could be.
You never know.
There could be.
Oh, well,
Yes.
good luck with
Thank
everything.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.